Mic's working now. Hello? Hello? Okay, there we go. Much better now. Oh, I can't wait to not do... Didn't sell? Really? Doctor didn't sell. So last night, when I wasn't streaming, I probably should enable a replay buffer. Oh, this is so shit. Why does it keep closing? There we go. I gotta figure out, what was I saying? Oh, last time I gotta figure out my replay buffer. Because, oh god, is that loud? Second, let's check if it's too loud. Because, oh god, is that loud? Second, let's check if it's too loud. Second, let's check if it's too loud. Okay, how about now? Okay, how about now? That's not too bad. Let's check if it's okay, how about now? That's not too bad. Okay. What do we need? Oh, we got a couple interesting things. We got a Bando's Queef. Kind of useless. Like, we're never really going to use it, unfortunately, because it's worse than, It's got worse defense bonuses than a Carol's Queef, but not by much, unironically. It might just be better in most situations. It's like slightly worse defensively, but has much better prayer. It depends on the situation, but I think I'll keep it, because I think the +1 prayer bonus. The hope is to get, a type of boot that's, what's it called? What's it fucking called? Oh, a God D'Hide boot. Those would be nice. Those are like almost as good as Ranger boot, or almost as good as like, is it Ranger boots or Pegasian? I think it's almost as good as Ranger boots, but they're not 32 mil. So, yeah. Goal right now as well. We gotta sell our second Dragon Warhammer. That's right. We got a second Dragon Warhammer last night, just randomly. We've killed 290 total. I think I have a screenshot of it where, if I can find it. This was so fucking stupid. I genuinely was like, this is the dumbest shit imaginable. Where is it? Okay, I don't know if I saved it. I should really save it because it was a fucking super cool thing. It was so oh. That's should save this file. Where is it? One second. It's acting all up. What's wrong with it? Oh, it's like a highly corrupted file. Nice. It's so annoying. Save. Why is this so hard to save? Yeah, so here's what happened. 138 total kills. So began tracking your kills. 2 Dragon Warhammers. This is literally like from the beginning of the game. This is ridiculous. It's so absurd how... Just so stupid. Just how fucking... Checking to make sure I still have. I'm keeping that shit. I'm keeping that file. It's a cool thing to be proud of. Oh, you guys didn't. You guys didn't see it at all. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Here's what it looks like. Proof. Proof right here. Yeah. Alright, let's go to this next task. It's trolls, I believe. We're gonna be taking teleport runes. We're probably gonna take some expeditious raids. Let's fucking task. We don't. I also decided to get bank tab layouts because getting really tired of having to look for everything in a weird way. I like the ability to just customize and put shit wherever you want. It's such a nice. Huh, I wonder why this is not. Whatever. What else do I need? Gotta put these in there. We also gotta get stuff for casting. I mean, we'll bring stuff for high elk as well. Just buy more lava runes. And we should get 3 nature runes, honestly, is all we need. Just need nature all the way over. Because we just need nature runes to cast bone speeches and just more of these. And the cannon are potions. I need to make a Slayer tab to put stuff in it. Then pretty much all we need, right? Wave 62. Talking about. The clicks are still amateur. Okay, let's go here. This didn't sell for 5 mil, 3.35 mil. So 33 mil. Oh, it's a mist rune. I'm stupid. Just store all this shit, man. Okay, good. And then we can buy go buy some cannonballs. What does it think about that one? Cannon. Slayer tab. It just has all like the Slayer gear. Maybe there's better ways to set it up, but this is the one that makes sense to me. Probably I'm gonna ever use that, but oh. Probably played a battle axe as well. I got like 100 kills. It was a pretty easy one. Which was and more stuff. I'll put it in here. Ash, Sanctifier. It's just like gear related. God. Cool shit. I love this option for rank layouts because you can just put their ship wherever you want, makes it the most. I love that option. I love it so much. I also think HD layout. I used to not use it too much, the 117 client, but I'm actually falling in love with it, man. I love it. Go. Genocide. In a video game. Literally in a video game. How does that defense even work? Like, I feel like it's the most, like, paper-thin fucking defense I've ever heard. Defense even work? Like, I feel like it's the most, like, paper... Fire the cannon, damn it! Okay. Working on our defense. What's a steel Warhammer worth? Not really worth. Oh, good. I probably should do this out here. That way it has like a higher chance. Oh. I don't think trolls are too bad. They're pretty easy task from my understanding. I'm gonna go. That makes some money back from this shit. Getting some emails from like work and I just don't make any like sense. I don't really know what's going on. I just started this new job. And I'm just trying to like learn everything in it. So interesting trying to get acclimated to all that stuff. I haven't worked in a while, so I've been, been a massive, not doing shit. Not doing shit at all in my life. Well, that's not true. I've been going back. I went back to school for a bit, but I haven't really been working. So trying to get back into the swing of that shit. not easy. Move along, asshole. I got this spot first. Unless they're just doing their shit, buddy. Is there a better place to do this? Yes, there's a much better spot to do it. I know it was an option, so now that we know it's an option, we're gonna take it. An eclectic, give me a medium. Let's go. You suck. Yes. Derek's talisman. Actually, no, because we don't have access to neighbors as Derek. Cox. That's better not the game, so we gotta use this one. I don't know where to charge. I don't know where to charge this book. I should probably figure out where to do that at some point. Man, the HD 117 did a really. It's the guy. I think it's the guy that made. The guy named 117. He did a fantastic fucking job with this plugin. Honestly, it looks so good. Just add a couple of shaders, because like think about it. If I turn it off, this is what the game looks like. Yikes. Turn that shit back on. I've gotten so used to it now, it's hard to go back. And I turned it on, I think, in the Mauritania Slayer Caves. Or not the Mauritania, sorry, the Slayer Tower. And turning it on there, like, was the best spot, because I was fighting the Aberrant Spectres and they had this glow on them. Oh my god. Looks sick, honestly. Considering this game was 20 years old. Okay, some prick. Fuck you. You just go here and do Slayer whenever you want, like everybody else. Asshole. Guys walk to the beat of the music. Shit. I gotta change the gender of my character. They've been not like it really matters to be honest, but I've had them as a female since recruitment drive. Which I don't know how long ago that shit was. There we go. This is what we need. Kinda taking a lot of damage here. Shit. Try also summon thralls as well to double its speed even faster. Okay, that's a bit. This works for like bigger monsters, but not for smaller ones. What are these? Raw mackerel? Nice. big drop. Black Warhammer. Whoever uses a Black Warhammer? Seriously. Sometimes in this game, which I think is cool, but like, whatever. Actually, I think, okay, I think now it makes more sense, right? Because like, they made it so that Warhammers only had a strength requirement or some shit like that, which I think is a good idea. Drop. Let me ran our weed. I think I saw some guy whose name was in the game was like, "We'll give BJ for Ranner" or some shit like that. I thought that was pretty fucking good. I got my replay buffer working so I can moment highlights and shit like that. Oh, a diamond. Oh, God bless my new Ring of Life. I should be using Ring of Lives more. I don't really use them at all. I should use them when I'm like learning bossing content. I don't know why I don't use them. Like, I did. I guess Zora, you want a Ring of Recall, don't you? So yeah. Why? Ugh. Look at that, 17k Slayer XP per hour. That'd be a better spot to like set up. I don't know. Not like the can, but just for me to sit down. That isn't too bad. Wait, I already like this one. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Bones Peaches. Okay, hope this does something. There we go. Go, load the cannon up. I feel like there's gotta be a better way to set up the cannon. Don't know what it is. Oh. Like 1K here. No one collects the elemental runes, but sometimes they're not too bad, you know? What the fuck is going on? This song sounds awful. But we'll give it a second. Okay, you know what? We did. We gave it a second. It's fucking horrible. I don't know how I can read any of this shit here. I'm somehow able to see through some of the garbage and see through the code. I can see through. Gain to believe. Love Folgers. Especially the part where they're like pro-incest. Fair part about Folgers. I don't like. It was the weirdest ad. I don't know why the hell that ad. And I know it wasn't just me that thought this, because like, I think College Humor made a skit about it. There's a brother and sister. It just got a weird. Just has a weird energy behind it. Has a strange energy behind the ad. Is this the original ad? I don't know if this is the original ad. What? Where is all this? There's so much, like actual trash. Okay, let's just. Here's what we're gonna do. Big bones. We don't need to see how many big bones are. We don't need to see steel med. So much crap. It's like email spam. Like so much garbage. I don't need this. Okay. Anyways, what's this? Is this the ad? Yes, this is the actual original ad.
The wrong house.
Sister.
Oh, I missed you so much.
They waited up all night for you, you know.
It's a long way from West Africa. Oh, coffee.
He's here.
brought you something from far away.
Really? Oh.
What are you doing?
You're my present this year.
Why, like, okay, like, why the okay, as I'm watching it back again, I 100% think I agree with my initial take. This ad is so fucking, gives us such strong incest vibes. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so strange. Why the fuck did they think that this was like, I guess they just really thought everyone was like, what an innocent little video. No one's gonna think anything else about it. It absolutely makes you think they're trying to fuck each other. But I think I'm glad I wasn't the only one that thought this, because I saw this and I was like, this is clearly like they definitely want to fuck. Like that's the implication.
Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
See? I smelled it. He's back.
Ryan, you have to leave.
What? What are you guys talking about?
We know what's going on here. We know you're trying to each other.
What? No. Oh, please. Brothers and sisters don't look at each other like that.
He sent you to West Africa for a reason, Ryan, to separate you and your sister.
You're crazy! Oh, yeah? What's this?
He's my present this year.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm your son, and I'm in love with your daughter.
Ugh. Ryan, what is in that box?
What's in the box,
no.
Ryan?
It's mine.
Give it.
No.
Unbelievable.
Holy shit.
Emily, I love that we have so much in common because we grew up together. And I just want to wake up every morning to the smell of you and Folger's Colombian dark roast. Emily, will you make me the happiest brother?
Get off of him! I love him! No! No! Stop it! Stop it! No! No! I just want to my brother.
Oh, what a great ad. Man, I'm so tempted to buy Folgers now all of a sudden. Oh. It convinced me, really. Truthfully. I just, you know, strong urge to. I also want to call my sister. Okay, that's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. Okay. That was just a /S moment. What a handsome race of creatures. It's like me when I get up in the morning, how I look. At those hunchbacks. There's a better spot. There's gotta be a better spot to stand. I just don't know what it is. Ah, whatever. So many of these fucking things. I built a secret room. Public. I don't know why I keep getting these videos recommended to me. Oh, I probably should eat. Need to eat. Okay, there we go. It's a weird mechanic that like eating is what. Just feel like the character's body would be gorgeous at a certain point. Ugh. I watch later stuff.
So social media.
I want to watch this video.
Nosedive. A real
Oh, Fillion, this guy. He's kind of an interesting YouTuber. I don't really watch him that much, but God, I keep by eating. Probably should not forget about that. Watch this. I want to watch some YouTube because, like, honestly, fortunately, stream to no one. It gets a little bit boring. Really much to talk about. I don't really have much to say. I'm not really doing much today. Just got to go to work in a couple hours. I'm working a night shift today. Night shifts are fucking ass. They're so bad. And like, I don't know. I don't understand how people can work them consistently. I worked one for like 8 months, and I hated my life. It was so bad. Like every single day, I was so exhausted. It's like couldn't sleep throughout the day. To be fair, I also did have like a huge fucking squirrel problem in my roof in my apartment. There were squirrels running around the fucking ceiling all the time. Kind of fucking disgusting. And they would just constantly run around all day, so I couldn't fall asleep. And then I would what else happened? I couldn't sleep well. Yeah, I just couldn't sleep well. It was just like, yeah, it was like hard to get along with people here. I also just didn't like the job I was at too. So ever since then, sleep is like vitally important to me. When I go to a job, I need to sleep well. It's miserable if you don't have good sleep. But working third shift, I feel like you just get horrible sleep. Your body's not used to waking up at these times. And also, the worst part about it is that like my like regular schedule I'm going to be working is like second shift, so that's like 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., which isn't too bad. I think that's kind of a nice that's a nice schedule. The problem is that like for my training, which I'm still doing, I have to do shadowing each of the different shifts, and because I have to do shadowing for each of the different shifts, I used to do them all like in close succession to each other. So I did one first shift, I did one second shift, or I did one second shift, then I did a first shift, and now I do my third shift one. And it's just, oh, it's gonna be awful. Especially because it's also gonna be fucking boring. Because the job I'm working at is I'm like a psychiatric technician for like a residential home, which doesn't really mean a lot to some people if you don't know what it means. Basically, I work with like seriously mentally ill patients, people like schizophrenia and like what's it called, severe substance use disorders, sometimes a lot of intellectual disability, a lot of that type of stuff. And it's like a very, very secure unit. It's not an asylum. Not even close. Like, the laws nowadays prevent us from doing anything remotely. And also, just I think our understanding of mental health has gotten significantly better over time. It's not just mental health. I think it's like mental health plus ethics have gotten better. I think we just now realize, like, we can't do we can't do like the things that we used to because they're, completely unethical and have zero regard for the patient as an individual, as a person, treat them as someone who's sick, and therefore we're allowed to do whatever we want to them, which is no longer allowed, thankfully. I will say though, this is going to be my most mask off take. There are some situations where I'm kind of like, like for instance, like a common thing in our work is like we can't force someone to take a medication. They don't want to take a medication. That's on them. That's on them. And that's like, that's not like, it's a kind of an unfortunate consequence because the issue is that like if they don't take their medication, it's gonna. I mean, sure, the medication might make them feel awful. I get that. I'm not trying to pretend like it doesn't, but like I don't think that they realize how much the medication really helps them. A lot of these people don't realize how important the medication is for having them like not having hallucinations or having their delusions so extreme. They're only looking at like it's like the same way in how people don't realize how good they have something until they stop doing it, and then like they only know that it's like what's a good thing? It's a good example of this. If you have like a pitfall program, like what's a good example? You like have a government social net, right? So this is why like we pay taxes like for like certain social programs. You might look at a social program and be like, well, that's such a fucking waste of money, right? Because like no one needs this. It's an extra expense. It's not necessary. And then what ends up happening is someone gets, someone who was relatively well off, all of a sudden falls out in their ass, has no money left, and it's like, okay, well, now you're kind of thankful that those systems exist. Or is that really, actually, you know what, I don't even know if that's the argument I'm trying to make. The argument I'm trying to make is essentially like something along the lines of humans acclimate to their situations very quickly, and so these, residents, they are on the medication for like a couple weeks, then they only see the negative effects that come from taking the medication. They don't see the positive effects. Then they get off the medication, then they get seriously mentally ill, then you can give the medication again, and stuff like that. It's just a cycle back and forth with their life. They don't realize that type of stuff. And I think that sometimes their short-term thinking about like how it makes them feel like crap in that moment doesn't allow them to realize the bigger picture of like, you're right, it makes you feel like crap right now, but it is like necessary for you to function. Because without this, you're just going to be having hallucinations and all the time, and you're not going to be able to make progress in your recovery. So it's complicated. Like there's like a couple residents where it's like the way that their illness manifests just prevents them from ever getting better unless they take medication. Like they just will not get better. And like some of them don't want to take medication, and it's kind of like, well, unless you take the medication, you're always going to not want to take it, because like the way that their illness manifests makes them not want to take the medication. And the problem is like if they don't take the medication, they're not going to get any better. So it's almost like you have to like supersede what they want. If you want like what's going to lead them towards a better, I don't know, you can argue that like there is an argument I think you could make around the idea that like if you were to force them to take the medication, they would be better off. But like that's a very dangerous road to go down. So I think it's complicated. I definitely empathize with a lot of the difficult thoughts people have around this type of job. It's not easy at all. But I generally think that most of the people that, ethics have changed a lot now, so that like it's not near as abusive or anything it was as it back in the day. So I think it's actually, in some cases you could argue that they actually care more about the residents than they care about the staff, because like there's like certain policies like we can't remove, at least in the state I'm in, we can't remove objects from the person's hand unless they consent, which also extends to like weapons. So like if a person has a weapon, I actually can't remove it out of their hand. I can wrap the weapon in like a towel to prevent them from doing damage to people. I can ask them to drop it, but it's really up to them if they wish to drop it, which I think is kind of a bit extreme. That's like, this person is trying to threaten people, and like I can't get rid of the weapons they're using to threaten people with. Like, what the hell? So yeah, fucked. Oh, whatever. But yeah, I'll be working there third shift, and the good thing about third shift, they're just really boring. It's a good and a bad thing. I have to take a test to make sure I know what I'm doing Friday, so it'll be good time to kind of ask questions, work there, and figure out the answers to questions, and also read histories of these people. the residents, like what their treatment plans are. I'll make use of the ship. It'll be just very fucking boring. That's all. Not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it at all. Not looking forward to it at all. Stream. That's like, this person is trying to threaten people, and like, I can't. Yeah. Fucked. Ugh, whatever. But yeah, I'll be working their third shift, and the good thing about third shift, they're just really boring. It's a good and a bad thing. I have to take a test to make sure I know what I'm doing. Friday, so it'll be good time to kind of ask questions, work there, and figure out the answers to questions, and also read histories of these people, the residents. To open up the open threshold a little bit more, because I could just tell in listening back it was a little. Okay, it should be. Yeah, I don't know, I hopefully it's good enough now, but we'll see. Probably just get a desk mic, a stand mic, or something like that, just because the breathing and stuff like that is really annoying. Okay, we got a test done. Oh, I always forget. Fuck, it's the cheapest thing I have. These things probably, to be honest with you. An annoying task. If I mine these, like, serious question, if I mine those, what do I get from them? Is it just like red topaz and shit, or is it like good stuff? I guess no one's really watching, but whatever. 13K for a 30-minute task. It's not too bad. Wait, when is this outing? Okay, it's tomorrow. Cool. That would be a fun outing to go on to. Fuck off, Rick Turpentine. Alright, what do we got here? Iron Dragons. Wow, what a bad task. I hate Iron Dragons. Like, they're not super long, but they're not very good as far as tasks go. Probably put some music. I don't think they're canonable, and I kind of don't want to make them canonable. No, we probably should get some. This is melee. Let's just call this combat, I think. Tag name combat. Hello? Can I not look at this? Hello? What the hell? This tag is it's just fucked. What is going on? There we go. Okay, it was like acting all fucking weird. Okay, cool. And we gotta change this to enable layout. Okay, we're gonna have a melee section. Which is gonna be here, 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 here. That's like our, and then this here. I don't think we're ever going to use this, like, ever. But we're actually gonna get rid of this. Okay. So this is like our main setup. We're gonna have, this is like our main weapons. We're gonna have spec weapons down here. Alternative weapons down here. Might be useful in some situations. A Slayer ring shouldn't be in this at all. A Slayer helmet. Should that just be in the Slayer tag? I'm kind of like, I think I'll just keep it here because there are gonna be times I want to just like pick it from this inventory, this area. This is alternative armor. Here, we'll probably just put weapons versus probably more like what we're gonna swap out. We have Barrow's gloves here. Okay. Cool. We'll put range in here too. So our range setup. And then we also need our chasing boots in here. This here. Okay, and then weapon-wise, we need to have this here, this in here. Actually, I don't think I'm ever going to use the crystal bow, realistically, in combat, like ever. So it's going to be this. Am I ever gonna use? Yeah, probably gonna use this stuff most of the time. Okay, that's that. That's all the range stuff I need. And then cool. I don't know, I'm just playing around with it. I'll see if I like certain things about it later. So Aaron's goes in here, 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 here. And I think we need Ivan's staff. These in there. If we need other stuff, we'll put like a Slayer tab, which will be like our other. Am I forgetting for something? We don't have our Darok legs here. Where's our Darok legs? Oh no, there's no like highlight thing. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Much better now. Everything I'll need ordered, so I can just be like, what I need. I knew when I need it. Okay, and then runes. Should I put runes in here as well? Just to make sure everything. So in this case, put this stuff away, these two away, that away. Good enough. What do I need? I need this. Why are these? These because they're untradeable, maybe? I don't know. Cool. And then we need this and this. We also need one of these. Empty that. Death runes, and then we'll take anything else because we're going to Iron Dragons. We might need some more runes, but we'll see. This song is really not good. Why I had it on for so long? I just got distracted. What's this? So I have an email. I gotta read. Okay. Sounds good. Oh. Alright, so there's that, and then we need some Slayer stuff. This is like Slayer specific stuff I think we need. Next time I would specifically use on Slayer. Like, unironically, I... Okay, so we're going to fight... What do we fight again? Iron Dragons, right? So we need a couple other things. We need a shield. So that goes in Slayer. Go here. Really use this that often. And then we just want to need one of these. Okay, we won't be using this book at all. Need to teleport to... What do we need to get to? We need to get to... Oh, we need a fairy ring teleport. Let's use a necklace of passage. Those. Need some prayer potions. Let's buy a lot. Or make some. Because how many ranners do we have? I'm only make a couple. Alright. Shouldn't be too bad. Oh, it's just expensive casting for this, because might as well get some more magic XP while we're at it, right? Yeah, so... Oh, man, okay. Pretty straightforward. Well, we need some anti-fires, don't we? Is it anti-fires are needed for this? We need to have... How much protection do we need on? We need... Oh, we can also fight them in the Catacombs of Corrent, which I think is probably not a bad idea. We have a chance of getting... Oh, do I have a hard clue? I do have a hard clue. Okay, we'll do that. We should do that first. It just took a while setting up because I got distracted. We should absolutely do our hard clue first. Okay, what we need. First, create the Lumber's Castle. I'm teleporting to Falador. Whatever. I really want to recreate the Falador Massacre. That's what I want to do. We'll go fight them in Kourend because even though they'll be a little bit of a further run, I think, than whatever, they have a chance to give us the Ancient Shards which we want, which will be good for the Abyssal Demons that we have when we get them as a task. So we'll do that. Lighthouse? I have no idea how I feel about this song right now. I think it's ALQ? Memory serves me right? ALP. ALP. How many charges does this have? I'm running out. I've only used this literally on clue scrolls. I haven't used it for anywhere else. Does this work? We've got XP. Let's go. Loggers. Mostly harmless. Harmony Island. What's the fast way to get there? It's Port Phasmatis? Talk to Bill Teach. Yeah, like this is the coolest area I think in the whole. The fog everywhere, the glowing lights from these guys. That's such a cool little feature. I should really learn about the Ectofuntus at some point. Or was told much about it, unfortunately. For the tranquility. What even does the challenge scroll say? I have 9 balls of rum to share between some of our time with each power guy. Are you kidding me? Okay, Lana Sprague, talk to Monster, and Nate is not. Fuck. I don't have a good way to teleport to Nate. I gotta get a Relica. I think I have. I think I'm like really tempted to make a teleport to Waterbirth Island in my house, just because. How do I? Okay, here's a quick question. How do I? Enchanted Lyre. How do I charge this? I'm just curious. Wow, that is not fucking worth it. That's so expensive. You want to know an even better option? How about this option? Let's look at this option. Let's do this one. Just how expensive is this? Okay. Watch this epic gamer move. Need 1 water rune. Here's what we're gonna do. We have like already all these runes. Let's get these. These. Probably need to pay some. Okay, gotta buy laundry. Have to buy laundry. Just fucking gorillas? What is this? Kinda sounds a little like gorillas. Whatever that guy's fucking name. I don't know, I don't really like gorillas. Is kind of a weird band. They're not too bad, but not my favorite band, really. Home teleport. This is a good use of the teleport chamber. Herald portal, Lunar Isle teleport. Relica, that easy. Yep. The Enchanted Lyre is a pain in the ass. Like, I think if you do the hard diary, you can only give them like you can give like 600 sharks, which is like 800k to get into teleports here. Not worth it, dude. We're going to Natus now, I believe. The Based Kingdom, not Yatizo. Natus not. Watching a guide a long time ago how to do chain range, and they said the best way was to kill yaks because they had basically they're just better than cows. Don't like this song at all, too. Fudge. Grand Tree. What's the best way to get to the Grand Tree? Oh. Easy. What level can you get a Portal Nexus at? I keep I always think it's what level can you make Portal Nexus at? I imagine it's like 72. That's not too bad, actually. I can get a Portal Nexus level 72. I think I'd like that. Get a Portal Nexus. I think that'll be my next like milestone. That's still gonna cost a lot. I'm probably gonna do it all through Mahogany Homes because Mahogany Homes makes good XP, and it's probably like another couple hours really to do it. Should be like maybe a couple mil, but first floor. Confused. Dude, the fucking Brits are so weird about this shit sometimes. What they call the first floor is not really the first floor. Oh, you motherfucker. Where is he? He's on the next floor. I don't fucking know. Brits do it. The Brit bongers. Burberry. Fucking. Oh, you piece of shit. You're lucky I got Rune Light. How many steps is this shit? Pistorius Felician Colony General Store Bank. Piscarelius. Where does the passage go? What the fuck is a Kevin? Is that based off a real world thing? I don't know. Oh, you piece of shit. Everybody got these fucking puzzle boxes. Why are they all fucking messed up? With the chest, motherfucker. Let's go. Boots, boots, boots. Oh. Bitch, man. Man, it's good, but like, it's a lot of money, but like, I'm never gonna use it. I want the boots, the good shit. Okay. Boom. Probably should buy some prayer potions when we're at it. Or exactly what else do we need to have? Oh, expeditious bracelet set. I don't think for Iron Dragons. For metallic dragons, you can use. So for them, you need to use. You can use a metal shield that will help a little bit. You don't really need magic resistance. You need mostly the potions. I think the potions are what matter the most. Anti-fire potion and that gave it. So you should just. I don't need these at all. I just need the potions. Just to have it still. Might be way too much, but don't really need this at all. Heart. Okay, now where are the Iron Dragons down here? They're over here, right? This is Steel Dragons. Bronze into Iron Dragons. How do we get to these guys? Gotta go to the. Go check it out. North. Gotta go on to the upper level. Oh, I see. Oh, that's so cool with the fire. Okay, that should be pretty much all we have to do. They're relatively weak to magic, I believe, as far as dragons go. I think they're weakest to magic? Oh, they might actually be weakest to range now that I think about it. Or stab. Maybe mostly magic. Oh, I think mostly magic, probably. I think it's magic. So yeah. Not by much, though. They're still really resistant to it, but... I gotta get out of here at 9 o'clock. I gotta go buy a respirator. This music is all such like sad boy hours. Holy shit. Just stay awake. Alright, what a task. Slow as hell. Doesn't make good money at all, too. I have half mind to block this. I could just tutorial skip it. No, I want to get my points for it. This makes okay money. Not great, but it what else can we watch to keep us busy? This is gonna get kind of boring.
Hyperbolic depiction of social media addiction. Season 3, Episode 1 of Black Mirror follows the story of a woman who wants to keep up with the Joneses. Lacey wants a bigger house, approval from her rich friends, and to be seen as someone of importance. In fact, it's not even by her own volition that she craves these things. It is a side effect of terminal social media use and self-comparison.
That's an interesting perspective. I mean, I kind of agree with it. I think that it's a little bit more, is it more complex than that? I'm trying to think actually, or if it is just like straight up terminal social media usage that just causes this. I think it's something like, yeah, there's a way I want to think about it. I mean, it depends on how you want to think about it. Like, you can argue that the only reason she's into this is because social media has pushed her into liking it. But there's also the argument that like humans have this potentiality within them to begin with. Like, I think in general, like, I think there's a bigger crime if we don't talk about the fact that it's just like the real issue at the crux of it is that humans by nature like to compare themselves to others. Like, that's just how the human beings are. That being said, social media has exploited this vulnerability in our psychology in a way. And I also think it's, I mean, oh god, no, it gets complicated because you can argue that, like, okay, well, if you took like a person back from like the 1200s and you gave them a cell phone and like social media, would they also do this, or would they just like not care? I think it's part of it has also been conditioning that they just like don't give a shit. I do think this is like a vulnerability. I think that the desire to compare oneself to others is a aspect of human beings. It's just like has been an ever-present part of human beings' existence. However, that being said, I also think that you can grow up in a different time to not care as much. I don't know where this is going. This is kind of a pointless to talk about, but let's just keep going.
This episode is stylized with a 1950s suburban aesthetic. It's clean and bright with desaturated pastel colors that makes everything seem a bit too polished. It indicates bliss, a world free of problems, a fake veneer to match everyone's inauthentic self. A social media rating system rules this landscape. It's eerily similar to Uber's 5-star rating system, where both passenger and driver rate each other after a ride. In this case, every social interaction equals a rating. Someone looked at you funny? Low rating. The barista made your cappuccino extra tasty? High rating. Even more dystopian, you rate each other to their face and get immediate feedback based on your actions or their subjective opinion. In this world, people are constantly judged and categorized based on their ratings. For example, if you have a high rating, you have access to certain perks like discounts on housing and luxury seating on planes, things that those lowly rated peasants can only dream of. And if you're unfortunate enough to have a low rating, people will pretend not to look at you and be reluctant to give you any attention. There are even social media analytic experts that offer you solutions on how to boost your score.
That's kind of normal though. I mean, like, you would expect that that was the case, that would exist, but
the elites. Anything in the 4s is good, but 4.2 and above is really where you want to be to reap the benefits of high society. Lacey toes the line of these high rating scores until, you guessed it, she takes a nosedive. a snowball effect of negative social interactions that effectively exiles her from society. In this case, it's the protagonist's worst nightmare. This arbitrary rating system should remind you of the credit score system. If you have a
Yeah, I'm thinking about this episode again. What was like the major point of the episode? I think was trying to get into this idea that like, because you kind of like in a way you can kind of argue that like, well, if you're acting like a shithead, if you're acting like a shitter, then like shouldn't you be treated like a shitter? I think it's more like a reinforcing behavior. Like if you act in a way that's bad, right, and you get criticized, there's now no room for forgiveness. Like it's also people are subject. It's also you're subject. Your value is completely now subject to other people's interpretations who could have completely not interpreted you properly. Like that's the thing. So yeah, it's
low
complicated.
score, you can't get approved for loans or have access to the resources you would need to even have the same opportunities as people with high scores. And in the same way, this system is rigged against you. Life events and unlucky circumstances can happen at any moment and throw you off track. These experiences are oftentimes unavoidable and out of your control. For the majority of people, social media
It's out of
is
her
an
control too.
extension of oneself. If you have a weird social media presence, you fundamentally are weird, right? Green versus blue text bubbles, the amount of likes you get, the amount of followers you have, blue check marks. These are all nonsensical components that play into the greater machine of our technological society and how we view others. In typical Black Mirror fashion, this episode portrays an exacerbation of very real consequences of social media addiction and what that means for society. This episode's narrative was so influential that it was responsible for the CEO of Instagram to implement hiding likes on their platform.
Is that true?
We get a sense of Lacey's socially conditioned trauma when she practices her fake laugh in front of a mirror, because she's scared her real laugh is ugly. And throughout this episode, we hear this nightmarish laugh in an attempt to fit in. This theme serves as a constant reminder that Lacey is pretending to be someone that she's not.
That's
Lacey
true.
longs to be accepted to the
The major
in-crowd.
criticism. I think that's the major theme of the episode is that this whole system forces people to not act. I think like the concept in and of itself kind of indicates like there's this preference to not act like you want to act authentically, which I think is a good thing in and of itself. Like that's evident that you should act in a way that's honest. Don't like lie to people. But there's a second part to it, which is like, okay, but the consequences and the fallout of her beginning to act like herself. It's like, how do I describe? What's the confusion? Yeah, like I don't feel like the episode really is that concerned with whether she acts like herself or not, though. Like it doesn't like reward her for doing this. I think it's like it set up a system and it explores what a society with a system like this would do. And you know, everyone's fake and vapid and not at all honest with each other. They all lie. Everyone has small talk. Everyone's super polite, but it's all fake, right? But then it's like, okay, well, think about it. Like, what's like the alternative though? Is to go to a world where everyone's authentic and they're kind of assholes to each other. I don't know. I mean, in a way, it's interesting because it's not like it feels weird to me. I don't know why. Episode was really weird. I liked it a lot, but it bothered me in a weird way. I gotta think about it a lot more. Cause like, what's it called? Just act authentically. I don't like systems where people lie, but like it's like you can understand some merit behind the idea that like people would be judged harshly if they do bad things. But at the same time, it's like I'm also like, well, I don't know. I'm getting a lot of like weird thoughts about this that get confused. I don't know.
For who she
Whatever.
is, rather a version of herself whose shit doesn't stink, prim, proper, and plastic. We see her addiction to social media manifest itself in the phone eats first phenomenon, a practice of taking pictures of your food before you eat it, or not being able to chow down and enjoy your food because you're too worried about taking pictures of it. This stems into a much larger conversation that I would argue is the antidote to the dystopia: presence. Simply being present and being aware of the moment that you're in is the best thing you can do for your mental health
like
when it comes
mindfulness.
to social media. The funniest part about this scene is that she doesn't even like the food. However, she loves the positive attention she gets from her post about it. Social media acts as a replacement for personality in shallow people. Go on Instagram and look up the name of your local, overpriced, chuggy bar or nightclub. You'll see what I mean real quick in the tagged pictures. To these people, looking the part is all they need to
That's
feel
true.
validated. Likes, comments, and engagement feed their fragile egos like a starving beast. Undeniably, there are nuances within social media apps that people are subconsciously aware of, and they allow them to dictate how they act on social media. The clothes that you wear, even the sizes, the food that you eat, the places that you visit, the cars you drive, the job you have, the people you associate with, the followers you have, the shows you watch, the music you listen to. Everything is compartmentalized and consumed by others, and then shit out to form a baseline judgment on you. Even the mattress you
And this is weird because it's like, yeah, the society really, and it's because everyone's kind of looking out for themselves. This was an interesting scene, right? Because it was like, if you never watched the episode, this guy was having a really fucking bad day. He got into an argument with somebody and people started downvoting him because, oh yeah, it became like brigading essentially, right? It's like he worked here and then he got mad at somebody at work and then that person kind of got everyone else to like downvote him essentially. But as a consequence, his credit fell into like free fall and now he can't, you know, he can't go into work. So it looks at like there's like pros and cons. Like if you have a system like this, it's like, yeah, people are acting in a nicer way and stuff like that, but they're not acting like authentically nice. They're acting like shitheads. And so people they're acting in a very inauthentic way, in a way that's basically just, how do I improve my social credit score, but not in an authentic way. So people are gonna act in like they're acting like nice, but it's a superficial thing. They all actually are fucking hate each other and stuff like that. Oh god, I'm sounding like a schizo. I'm not fucking being clear at all with what I'm talking about. It's making sense to me.
sleep on, which is why today's video is sponsored by Helix. Helix Sleep makes premium.
I don't care about this.
So I went with the king size Midnight Luxe.
Probably
you
should
guys
watch
know
that.
that I've been with my Helix is my year warranty, and they offer flexsleep.com/Philion to get up to $200 off your new mattress, plus 2 free pillows. And thank you to Helix for sponsoring this video. These types of socioeconomic ratings are built into our everyday life. Credit score, programs for people who pay premiums, lofty, comfortable accommodations for those deemed worthy enough, whether it be your social status or money in your bank account. In every aspect of our culture, people are ranked and organized in an invisible caste system. Lacey lets her one false idea of what it means to make it dictate every decision in her life. She has to attend her friend's wedding who treated her like shit because Fours will be there. And she has to live in the rich neighborhood despite not being able to afford it. She changes her behavior to live in accordance with people she doesn't even like. This means losing any sense of self, down to the way that she laughs and eats. The most primitive, basic human experiences that make you, you. In a world where everyone is competing to be the same, being different is everything. Social comparison works in 3 ways: upward, lateral, and downward. Upward social comparison is when you rank yourself against other people that you deem are happier or more successful than you. The problem with this is that social media is an illusion. It is a highlight reel of someone's life that they want to portray as the real thing. It shouldn't surprise you that researchers have found that upward social comparison has been linked with decreased mood, depression, and a poor self-concept. It's the worst among adolescents, and it's more common with
it's really
girls.
bad.
The whole notion sounds self-evident, but nobody really takes it seriously. We see upward social comparison when Lacey idolizes mid to high fours. She puts on a fake smile and personality and even tries to win them over with gifts. She wants to buy a house she can't afford and assimilate with the aristocrats. In some regards, upward social comparison can motivate an individual to change. Except, in this dystopia, everyone is fake as fuck, so this aspect of upward social comparison doesn't really apply. After all, it's not like these are stand-up members of society that Lacey wants to emulate. They're pretentious NPCs.
Yeah,
Lateral social comparison is when you rank yourself against people that are on your level. Usually, people associate with peers that are around the same age and share similar interests. We see a demonstration of lateral social comparison when Lacey is in her office gossiping to her coworker about Chester. Despite being a nice guy, he has a low rating based on factors out of his control. Downward social comparison happens when you rank yourself against people who are perceived to be inferior to you. It is a mechanism that is meant to boost your own self-esteem, and this episode demonstrates the problem with downward social comparisons. A character is introduced with a rating of 1.4 that used to be a 4.6. She has since renounced her high-class snobby lifestyle for a more raw and real-life experience. She is wiser and more free than Lacey ever hopes to be. Throughout the episode, Lacey also demonstrates a downward social comparison with her brother. She sees him as a deadbeat slob, someone who plays video games all day and doesn't strive to be greater. His score is in the 3s, but he doesn't care. He's actually happy. Social media is nothing to him and everything to her. He acts in accordance with his beliefs, whereas she doesn't. Her brother pokes holes in Lacey's upward and downward social comparisons. She is constantly pretending to be something she's not.
Yeah, the problem though is that like, so this is like, you can talk to people who like this stuff and like they like it, but then they really enjoy this whole social media stuff. But then the problem is like, what if the entire society likes this and you're weird for not engaging? Kind of strange. Like, I don't really use social media at all. I don't think I've been on Instagram ever. I don't think I've made a post since, when's the last post I made? But like, yeah, I don't know. It gets weird. I think I made a post like
using
2
him
years
as
ago.
a way to feel better about herself. Meanwhile, her brother is just his true self. As a result, we see her cognitive dissonance boil up as her rating continues to nosedive. And all of this comes to a head in the final third act. Lacey's initial plan was to deliver a tone-deaf speech about getting caught up in the little things, like social media, at her childhood best friend or bully's wedding. We learned that Naomi only wanted her there because she was a 4.2, before nosediving trying to get there, and it would appear humble to the high 4s. Lacey was also eager to dismiss all of the abuse from Naomi over the years because she saw the event from a socially opportunistic perspective. This highlights one's willingness to forget about the negative side of people when you have something to gain. It isn't until Lacey gives an explosive speech at the wedding where she snaps back to reality, metaphorically escaping her mental prison while being thrown into a physical one. Except she's never been more free.
Fuck you!
Fuck you next Wednesday.
Fuck you for Christmas.
Great. That's well done, I thought.
With consumers mostly noting higher prices on clothing, followed by.
Interesting. I think that kind of got covered most of it. I agree with pretty much all of that. Only to summarize it in a very concise and eloquent way. I have some thought. That episode it's a weird episode because it's not as straightforward as you might expect. Like, I think it was done really well, and I think the point of the episode that was done well is they did explain, I think, very, very succinctly, like, why it's bad, why getting really into the social media stuff is bad, but and like the idea of the whole fakeness of everything. But it feels like it's unwinnable because like so it has like this existential dread like undertone because it's like, well, no one's gonna change. Like, unfortunately, like, yeah, you might see the light, but the problem is like nobody else does. You're kind of just stuck in the shit. So it kind of sucks, but yeah, interesting in that sense. All right, what next? Another video to watch. Were climbing boots a Jagex conspiracy? Yeah, no thank you. Is this happening right now?
This took me a long time to learn. Because people say shit like, shoulders back. That's not true. Your shoulders have nothing to do with engaging your lats. You can put your shoulders back, but that doesn't mean that you actually, like...
Weird. Oh, what other videos we gotta watch? What other videos are out right now? What is this? Blizzard responded for Diablo Immortal. Okay, we'll watch this video.
We'll take a look at this.
Curious.
Blizzard has responded. New legendary crest. 1,000% value now. Yeah, probably a little bit less than that.
What's going on, guys? This is JT here. I'm sure most of you guys know I made a video yesterday talking about a new orange crest, and we weren't exactly sure
Isn't this guy like
what
addicted
that
to the
crest
game?
was going to do, right?
Yeah.
I personally was thinking like, all right, they're coming out with a new orange crest. This is most probably a new crest for a ton of new gems, which I do believe will come out in the future. And honestly, I
What is
wouldn't
this
be
for?
mad if new gems did come out. I think it's good for the game.
I know
to
nothing
have
about
a
Diablo Immortal.
variety
I haven't played this game at all, but I just know it's a shit
of
fest.
multiple different things that you can use as far as gems,
Yeah, you have to
right?
give people things
so
to
this
farm.
is what the
Yeah.
picture looked like. This is what the crest looked like.
We
I
saw
this
this.
in the game files, and I'm like, dude,
Does it
they're
cost
coming
like
out with a new
$300? This
crest.
one? What's
What
this one?
is this crest going to be? Well, I also made a post on Reddit about this crest as well and posted my video link. And we got a response from the man himself. It is
Wyatt Chang. Okay.
the lead designer for Diablo Immortal. And here's what he has
Immortal.
to say about the
O-M.
orange crest. So he says, hey all, this is artwork that we're working on to help differentiate the legendary crest, which will become to orange one. So what he's saying here is the legendary crest that are soul bound. It basically makes, whenever you use a legendary crest in the game in an Elder Rift, that crest is then soul bound to your account. So now that crest is actually going to turn orange. So he
So it
says
looks
from
different.
the eternal legendary crest,
Yep.
which will remain the purple one in the middle, that yields gems can be sold on the market. So the eternal legendary
Whatever. Alright. I'm gonna get off. Call that a stream. I'm probably gonna stay on for a couple more hours and stuff, but oh, I'm kind of getting burnt out. I can only do about an hour of stream just talking to myself. I don't really have enough to talk about. Oh, okay. All right.